Welcome again to my tens and tens of friends. It is me, teacher TJ, here today to teach you some things. Some things about what you say. I'm going to teach you about hair and how to care for your child's hair from birth on. So I made one video and this will be the follow-up or maybe even the first one, we'll see. Starting at birth, you can wash your child's hair. I washed my baby's hair with the same soap that I used to wash them up because shout out to whoever want to team with me on making some hair shampoo for babies, because there isn't a mild shampoo for baby. At least there wasn't when my babies was babies, my kids. So the tear-free Johnson & Johnson's is what I wash their hair with. Massage their scalp real good, wash their hair, rinse it out. At birth, they send you home the hospital with those combs and those brushes. Throw it away. Reach around in your bag and throw that comb away. Those teeth on that comb are not made for your baby. I'm talking about your that look like me, your whose hair texture may be something like this. Of course, our babies aren't born with as thick hair or as coarse hair, but it's thick. So that little bitty comb with the really fine teeth, not for your baby. Say it with me. Those combs ain't for my baby. Yeah. So throw them combs away. But that little soft, super soft brush that they give you, have fun with it. Brush, brush, brush away. Who is it? Marsha? Oh, Marsha brushed her hair like 100 times. Go on with that. Why not? That's all you really need to do for your baby. And most of all, 3 months, I would say they may sleep with a bonnet. Now, beware. This is never for nobody's kid. If you got one of these, look at your baby. If you have a daughter or a son, if they have a baby doll, you say, hey, here, you take this and you make sure your baby sleep with her bonnet every night, just like you. But don't you dare put this on your child's head. One, it hurt. Have you ever wore your hair in a ponytail all day? This is elastic. It's tight. It hurt. It does not provide any slippage. This, say bye. If you don't want your baby's edges, then you use this. But if you would like to keep your baby's edges and love them down with carefree, comfortable sleeping, let's go with something like this. So don't judge me. It's not filthy, but it's not clean. This band is not the same. This is not elastic. This is just a cotton material that does have a little bit of the stretch. Perhaps there's elastic on the seam, but it's nothing like this rubber band here. Don't you ever put this on your child's head at no point in time. I prefer you get your baby's clean panties up out her drawer and put that on her head before you ain't from that school. Okay, I'm just telling you how I was raised. Bonnets weren't always a thing. But this is not for us. That little comb, that's not for us, okay? Bonnets should be comfortable. My baby sleeps in this. Her bonnet is like this, okay? That's important. We want to keep those edges. Talking about alopecia. No, she don't got alopecia. She got I need you to not put this on my head. No, don't do it. Please, I'm begging you. Now, don't forget my last video. You can watch about detangling and oil rinses and conditioning, cold washing, and apple cider vinegar rinse. That you can start 3 to 6 months. You do it at your own discretion. But that oil rinse is what gives your child's hair the shine, and it kind of steers them away from what we call hair, okay? Because some folks' hair look like they just got off the boat, and no shade to them. You see these natural locks? Yeah, this me. It's dry. It's not brittle though, but it's not dry, but it's real hair. It's real hair, okay? but it gets worse. And we don't want that for your child because when you're combing that, it hurts. So, from when your baby is small, we talked about the comb. The combs you can use because also you don't want to forget that your baby has a soft spot. So you really shouldn't be putting nothing hard on their scalp anyway. You can finger comb or you can use that little soft brush. That's all I recommend because we're just taming and keeping it clean, okay? Now, here's something that even at my baby's big age, I still do and they still love massage scalp. Get your wonderful motherly or fatherly fingers and you massage your baby's scalp. Massage it. If you love it, remember we talked about this last video, it'll grow, okay? So you want to massage their hair as if you want to do it every night, there's actually bonding happening when you give your baby a massage. So they'll love it and you'll love it and they might just go to sleep, okay? Go ahead, take them on out that tub, lotion them down, massage them, lotion that when you wash their hair, massage their scalp. And you're loving it, it's gonna grow. One thing that I do when I take my daughter's hair down is I massage where that ponytail was at, and I ask them how does that feel, and they've told me it feels good. You don't have to be a pro, you just have to have a little love. Moisturize. You may moisturize your baby's hair. When my from about 6 months to about 6 years of age, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know if the formula switched or my child just grew up or what happened, but they could no longer use it. But I believe it's Miss Jessie's baby buttercream, the one that was in white with the blue. I don't even know if they still sell it because that stuff was expensive, but it was worth every dime. I loved to use that in my baby's hair. That was my go-to moisturizer. Besides the fact that it gave my babies perfect moisture, it smelled so good, so good. So if that's still on the market, I would definitely recommend that you use Miss Jessie's. Later on, they made I want to say Aunt Jessie's. It was Aunt somebody, and I used the knockoff later on down the line as they got older because what goes on your baby's scalp is important because remember it's going into their body. So yes, moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. Now, if you are giving your baby a bonnet that's not too big where it's slipping over their face, and I say be very careful with using a bonnet. If you're putting a bonnet on their hair at nighttime, you won't need to moisturize it every day. And here is another key tip that I shout out to Beyonce when she said, that gave me the green light to go ahead and let my baby rock an afro. For her first year, my baby did not, my youngest baby, because that's when I got it right. My middle child, her hair is not as long, but it's pretty long too. Right now, we're both on a lock journey, but her locks are long and her hair is still long. You know, with locks and having curly hair, you know, what you call it, our, it's not snapback, but we're basically cheated a lot because our hair is curly, so you can't really ever really tell how long a black girl's hair really is because it might look like it's short, but it's actually they may actually have a nice good length. Now that when, like I was saying, when Beyonce said, I like my baby hair in afro, they gave us all the green light to not put your baby's hair in any ponytails for that first year. I did not. It helped a lot. Now, I say don't put your baby's hair in that first year because if you think about it, when do you guys give your son their first haircut? After a year. Y'all wait a whole year to cut your son's hair. please wait a whole year to put ponytails in your daughter's hair or sons or whoever's hair you gonna put ponytails in. Give it a year. Give it 1 year just as you would that first haircut. They don't have to be outside all tacky, wacky, crazy. But no ponytails. Brush it, comb it with a wide tooth comb. And then after that first year, then you may start doing ponytails. Ponytails, okay, we've all had braids. A lot of us have worn braids and we know how tight braids can be. So imagine having braids in your hair that's super duper tight. And I don't know about y'all, but them days that I had braids that were unbearable, I started taking my hair out the braid. I just pull a little bit out because I didn't want to take it all the way down. But I found a way to loosen those ponytails. Now think about it like this. At one, most babies aren't talking. So if they aren't talking, they can't tell you, Mommy, my hair is too tight. So, and if you're just keeping those ponytails in all day, or you're just keeping those ponytails in for a length of time, their hair is tight and it hurts. But also, if you're putting fresh, tight ponytails in every day, that's wild. Think about it. When we get our hair braided, we finally get happier after that first week, right? Because the braids have loosened and we're like, okay, now I can style them. So imagine just putting brand new, fresh, tight ponytails in your child's hair every day. Not cool. Also, just because it fits in a ponytail does not mean that you need to put it all in a ponytail because you're pulling edges, you're pulling their hair, you're forcing it into that one ponytail or two ponytails. And never put the ponytail as tight as it will go. I prefer those elasties over rubber bands. And anytime that you can do a hairstyle without using rubber bands, please do. Rubber bands are only for when you really need them. Otherwise, use elasties or don't use anything. If you're doing plaits, there's no need for rubber bands. Quick tip, if you're doing plaits and they feel like they're not tight enough to you, and they're the smaller plaits, part up and down. If you part across, you cannot grip that into a really tight, or not really tight, but into a tighter braid. Once you part it up and down, the three sections to braid up and down, you get a tighter plait or a tighter braid. Okay. Um, I remember once my teacher, I was bringing my daughter to class, and my professor, I was in college, she says to me, and I quote, "Why y'all be putting all them barrettes and bows in y'all baby's hair? Y'all baby look like a Christmas tree." I want to fight that teacher, that professor. I'm not lying to you. I really want to fight her. But it kind of like shied me away from putting so many bows and barrettes in my baby's hair. But as long as they wanted it, that's what I was doing. I didn't care. She called my baby a Christmas tree. I was just thinking to myself, I bet your baby ain't got no hair. But I ain't say that because she wasn't responsible for my grade. But I did feel some kind of way that she said that. Also, it is important your child's diet, what they eat, all them hot chips and all that. No, make sure with every meal, just as they do in school, at least they do at my school. My kids get two at lunchtime. They get a fruit and a vegetable every lunch. At breakfast, they get fruit, mainly fruit, but sometimes they get a vegetable at breakfast too. And our snacks may include fruits and vegetables as well. So diet is important when you're on the hair journey with your baby. Also, water. As much as they like to drink it, have them drink it. If you do it or they make their own cup of water, if possible, they'll drink it. Anything that a kid makes for themselves, they'll probably eat or drink. Teacher tip. And also, when you're doing your child's hair, lean in, mothers. I know about overall, be patient, love it, and it'll grow. Thank you so much again to my tens and tens of friends. Drop down in the comment and let me know some tips that you use, or if what I'm telling you works for you. I'm sure it will. Just try it. Thank you for watching my video. Keep coming back. Bye for now. Perhaps there is a elastic here on the seam. Perhaps there's elastic on the seam, but ponytails, okay, we've all had braids. A lot of us have worn braids.